TOMz.
Sanibonani Jim and Lang and I'm going to teenagers on a mission on this beautiful afternoon in Mzansi. This is of course the best side take show in the land. Teenagers on a mission, man. And will see ya and none kid.
Yes, most definitely, but fair. So if you're just tuning to the show, the show Lena is the show that brings you the best content when it comes to science and technology. And I'm sure we're going to be doing exactly that. We're going to be taking a look into the world of vultures.
True story. Now I'm sure vultures, you think of a smelly, dirty bird that eats ilwane eseyifile. Well, that may be the case.
Most
definitely,
that's right, guys. Vultures play a significant part in the ecosystem. I'm sure we're going to be taking a look at that. Vultures what are vultures?
True story. And tell you what, this episode is going to pick at your brain, or should I say, your bones.
Without wasting any time, let's get this show started.
The vultures are an important part of our natural environment. The dead carcasses Vulpro emerged as an organization that aims to conserve African vultures that have been infected by human activity. Organization rehabilitates and breeds vultures they release them into nature. Handling the ecosystem Bukamasabani vultures the conservation at the handling the boyakai. Protester Khalifile Hakakan Harbapala the TOMz.
Nazoga Mzansi says figure food this is cutting his son kakhulu ngoba lana siya khuluma nawe lapha on social media namhlanje bafethu umbuzo sobuzayo ukuthi kahle iyiphi indima ama vultures ayidlalayo emhlabeni. Let's start what you guys had to say on social media. Oqala ke lapha siphethe ke uNonkululeko yena ke uthi ama vultures abaleleke kakhulu emhlabeni ngoba phela mina ngiyazi ene ukuthi ngoba adla ilwane ezifile, therefore they actually stop and prevent the spread of diseases. Nice one. Wesibili umbuli yena ke uthi ama vultures mina ngiyawasaba kodwa ke ngiyathemba ukuthi namhlanje uzofunda kabanzi. Absolutely, keep watching TOMz like and please do keep those comments coming in on social media. On Facebook you're TOMz, on Twitter at TOMz_SABC_UNO. Right now Batini, let's go. Oh yes, Mzansi, it's that time again. We've heard what you guys had to say on social media. And I'm trying to learn at Tabontsako Secondary School to follow from our learners. Good one, abacabanga ngalo lo daba. Sawona seswami?
Yep.
Unjani?
Yaphila.
Mina ngifuna ukwazi ne iyini ecosystem?
Ecosystem is what's around us.
Ecosystem is whereby uthola like so wonke ama spheres, onke biosphere, ecosphere zonke. Yeah, ecosystem all around last locon.
Alright, cool. And ama vultures wanna ayini?
Vultures sezintaka zinkulu ne esifabayo siyafika zitye animals esifileyo.
Vultures are birds that clean up our environment.
And ngifuna ukwazi indaba lama birds lawa abalekile ku ecosystem yethu.
They are important to our ecosystem because mawuhamba awufuni ukuhlangana nezinto eziningi mayizona zilapha ukucleana lezinto lezi ezidlayo.
Kungoba abalekile ngoba xa kukho animals ezipink singabantu asifani bakhona abantu aboyika impethu, so zona ziyafika zidle phaya so that decomposition takes place.
Shucks, and then our environment becomes clean, right?
Yes.
This is definitely going to be an interesting episode, but for sure, what part do the vultures play in the ecosystem? Check this out.
Ecosystem yana kamahara yana ina the living things such as the plants, animals, the organisms, kamahara environments that interact with each other, and non-living environments such as weather, earth, sun, soil, climate, and atmosphere. Ecosystem yana ina the parts thinga that telongon harkhunu di bona kamahlo arona ho tshwana le microscopic organisms tse tshwana le bacteria, fungi, or molecules of food tse tshwana le nutrients that are in the ecosystem kamahara metsi, mobu le momoyeng. This very complex interaction of living things, Kamahara environment is the basis of the flow of energy, even the recycling of carbon and nitrogen. The various members had Yahlokana Kamahara ecosystem, even how should the A1, all parties within the ecosystem, they are affected. Ecosystem kinto elore ntse eliteng he mo lefatsheng la rona ho tloela le santsane le kala with microorganisms that flourished mo lefatsheng la rona dilemo tse billion tse fitileng. The scientists said a bacteria ko Australia in 3.5 billion mo lefatsheng la rona e kgoneng ho romantsha the early signs of life on Earth. Ka 1935, Arthur Tansley, a British ecologist, ecosystem which focused on the interaction of living creatures ka mohara environment eating. Research and the increase of human activity linked with population growth the spread of agriculture changing ecosystem ya rona dilemo tse 6,000 tse fetileng.
So Donna, we have the time vultures apila yonke indawo emhlabeni jikelele, right?
Yep.
Except Australia and Antarctica.
Shucks. Futhi ke my boy, ne? Vultures are social animals.
Yep.
Uma ehlangene eyiqembu bawabiza nge-committee.
Yep.
Ne? Uma sebhabha emoyeni ese wonke bawabiza nge-kettle and uma esedla wonke bawabiza nge-wig.
Yes, most definitely. Guys, let us know your thoughts on this topic. We'll see you after the break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, you guys. Still tuning to SABC Mzansi for sure. Let's go finish teenagers on a mission. Well, if you just joined us, namhlanje bafethu to get the vultures sola kabanzi ukuthi yiphi indima ewadlalayo in the ecosystem.
True story. Now, speaking of our ecosystem, my boys, sasibonile ukuthi ecosystem iyini nokuthi imayelana nani.
Yeah.
But the question, however, enginayo ukuthi kahle ama vultures, how do they fit into the bigger picture?
Yeah, so guys, vultures are fascinating birds of prey that keep the environment clean. Godwa, how do vultures and ecosystem go in hand? Check this out. What's up? It's your boy C-A-D-D-Y, pronounced Caddy, yet again on another mission bafethu. Namhlanje sise Northwest set touchdown ARDs. So now bafethu ukuthi teenagers on a mission is all about educating you guys and giving back to our environment, right? Namhlanje we're going to be learning about a very special bird and bafethu sabesithola kabanzi ukuthi kahle kahle why is it so important to our ecosystem. Without wasting any time, asibangeni. Hey!
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good.
My name is Caddy.
Hi, I'm Shanae. Welcome to Vulture.
Nice to meet you, Shanae. So today I'm going to be hanging out with you. You are my mission. So please tell us, Shanae, who you are, where you're from, and what do you do, and where are we?
Oh, fantastic. Well, firstly, welcome to Vulture. Thank you so much for joining us for the day. I'm Shanae, so I'm Head of Stakeholder Engagement here at Vulture.
Yes.
So Vulture is the vulture program of Southern Africa.
Okay.
And we're an organization dedicated to halting the decline of vulture species throughout Africa. Vultures, these are the most efficient scavengers in the world.
Yeah.
They are carrion birds, quite large. As you can see right behind us, here's a good demonstration of a Cape vulture's wingspan.
Oh, wow.
And they weigh around anywhere between 8 to 9 kilograms.
Yes.
The vultures had nature's garbage men ka lebaka la dula dija ebile di konomaka ditopo tsa diphoofolo tse hlokahetseng in the wild. Kantle le di-vultures le mesebetsi o di o etsang he, these dead animals will rot ebile di qale ho nkga ene seo sona se etsa hore ho be le malwetse le ho kula ho hongata mo lefatsheng la rona. Vultures are designed for this job with heads and necks that are almost bare ka lebaka la hore he o tlamehile di le skoon when they feast on this rotten meat. These birds of prey have an incredible immune system ebile ha di kule ha bonolo or get infected. The vultures have very wide and strong wings ka lebaka la hore di dula di fofa mo moyeng dihora tse ngata ha di batlana le dijo. These birds will eat as much as they can in one meal ka lebaka la hore ha di tsebe hore di tlo thola neng hape dijo.
So I want to get to know vultures like pretty well. So tell me, are they found everywhere in the world?
So we do have vultures right across the world,
Okay.
And you also have two types of vultures where you go old world vultures and new world vultures.
Yes.
Some of them can smell, some of them can't smell. In Africa here, we are dealing with several species,
Okay.
and some of them I can show you as we go throughout the facility a bit later.
Okay, cool. So tell me, what's the importance of us having vultures?
What makes these guys unique as compared to jackal or hyena is they've got an extremely strong stomach acid.
Yes.
Meaning that carcasses that even have rabies or anthrax or botulism, they can consume it without being affected.
Yeah.
So they take that disease out of the system.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're lying with carcasses, the disease spreads to the rest of the livestock, to game, and then eventually to people.
Okay, so about the characteristics of the vultures and Like, how big are they? Do they only eat on carcasses? What other things do vultures do besides like flying around?
Alright, great. So vultures, obviously, they do like feeding on carcasses, hence why they're carrion feeders.
Yeah.
They do not eat anything with a pulse.
Yeah.
And they're also not too fussy about how fresh the meat is.
Okay.
These guys will obviously eat anything that's gone green, blue, purple, black, everything in between. Stuff
Yes.
that we can barely handle smelling, they will eat.
Yes.
They do prefer fresh stuff. If you give them the option, they're going to take that instead.
Okay.
And then it all depends on various species. Your Cape vultures, they tend to be a little bit bigger, a bit lighter, and they've got a blue tint to their skin when they reach adulthood, and they're quite distinguishable because of their yellow eyes. Where if you compare them to our other focal species here, which is the whiteback, which is quite a bit smaller, they've got dark faces, and they have black eyes throughout their life.
So where do you get the food?
We're very lucky. We have a lot of relationships with livestock farmers around us, and it's kind of a quid pro quo situation in that we get food for our vultures and the farmers get a cheap way of carcass disposal.
Okay, so what happens? You take the food, you put them in an open space, and they just fly in?
Yes, so these are wild birds who come in and feed. They come from surrounding colonies, breeding colonies. We've got several in the area, Hakpoort and Skeerpoort, and they're able to fly an average of 100 kilometers a day. So these individuals will come from all over, come to feed. I mean, these guys can destroy a very large pig within half an hour. And then when they're done, they fly off, and usually they're back tomorrow for seconds.
I want to know about the facility, Vulture. So how do you guys capture them? You guys take care of them how? Because I mean, you mentioned that they're wild birds.
Yes.
So how do you guys deal with them and have them here?
So for us, when it comes to species conservation, you have to incorporate a lot of aspects, everything from education to breeding to rehabilitation. So most of the vultures at our facility, which are numbering around 220 at the moment, are birds who have been injured out in the wild by either flying into power lines or being poisoned and end up with broken wings or broken legs. So we get calls, we travel right throughout South Africa. We have no hesitation, we drive very well, very far. And we'll actually go and rescue these individuals and bring them to our facility, provide them with the necessary care, and any individual who can be released again, we will release. Then of course we have our captive breeding aspect. That is where we will actually use the birds that can't be released, allow them to breed, and their young will then one day be used to supplement wild populations. Then we've got various other aspects. We do a lot of research, we do education, awareness, all to better vulture conservation as a whole.
The International Center for Birds of Prey, aka ICBP, ke bona ba sebetsang to study and conserve birds of prey internationally. Even they've recently begun a project mo le gore ba batla ho boloka di populations tsa di vultures. The crucial component of vulture capture breeding is monitoring the conditions of the bird's nest to ensure eggs are in their perfect condition. Artificial eggs that look natural and are filled with sensors that monitor everything nested there, including temperature, moisture, and movement. My our hair are designed to replace the real egg. Environmental data the researchers. These eggs have the same weight distribution as a normal egg, storing all electronics a natural egg as much as possible to fool the mother vulture.
Why is it important for you guys to actually have a facility like this?
Alright, so I would say Vulpro, this is our headquarters. We do operate right throughout Southern Africa. We even go into Lesotho, Namibia and Botswana. But here firstly, we need to be able to show the public what we're doing. And we need to show the public that these birds aren't these scary, ugly beasts that they presume them to be. So through tours and presentations that we're able to give at this facility, we are creating mass awareness. People are seeing firsthand that these guys are actually pretty awesome. And this is what we're doing. And the more we show that to people, the more people want to get involved. And then of course we've also kind of expanded that. Rather than people just coming here, we go to people. We do educational talks and presentations, and we even have an after-school program running currently with local community children, educating them, because to us they are the future conservationists. They need to understand now why these guys are important before it's too late.
Shucks! Now, my boy, I have to say though, vultures are not the prettiest animals that I've ever seen.
True.
Kodwa ke, into engayisho mina ukuthi kahle abalekile futhi adlala indima ebalekile in the wild and the ecosystem.
Yes, and my boy, ibhlungu le ndaba ukuthi vultures are endangered. Just imagine all the diseases basizoba now if vultures bangekho.
Abanga nje my boy. Mina ngifuna ukwazi lapha ekhaya wena ucabanga ngohlelo namhlanje. Ingqondo yakho ngabe ihluzekile yebo noma cha? Hit us up kwinkundla zezokuxhumana bafethu. Do remember on Facebook you are TOMz, on Twitter @TOMz_SABC_1. While you do exactly that, quick commercial break. Sabuye emva kwetolo ungayindawo.
TOMz.
Oh yes, Mzansi, welcome back. Nisabukela uhlelo elithanda kakhulu Teenagers on a Mission. Bona na SABC one Mzansi for sure.
Yeah.
My boy Santana Lucran.
I'm still here, my boy, feeling vulture.
Oh, whatever that means. So take it to double vultures buffet.
Yes, buffet. So we're taking a look at these fascinating birds. True
story now. But so buffet organization that is actually breeding and also rehabilitating the zilwanilis. How will pick it?
Okay, so let's talk about creating awareness for the vultures.
Okay, great. So that is something that I believe is very, very important when it comes to conserving a species.
Yeah.
The big problem is vultures aren't flagship species. They aren't rhino, they aren't cheetah. They're not cute and cuddly and easily relatable to the public. Most people view them as these ugly, dirty, carrion-feeding animals.
Yeah.
But once you actually get to work with these guys and you get to spend a lot of time with them, you see the unique characteristics coming out, you see the personalities, and I can have quite a giggle watching these guys playing throughout the day. So, I mean, we're sitting with a species who's rapidly declining, who, if we don't change what we're currently doing, will be extinct within the next 20 years because of threats such as power lines and poisoning and direct human persecution. We need to get more people involved. We need to be able to reach communities, children, landowners, other conservancies, organizations to explain, listen, vultures are important. We need to protect them, not just for their well-being, but for our well-being.
Okay, so when I grew up, I knew that vultures are dangerous birds. Like, you don't play with those birds, you know? So now, what happens if somebody like sees a vulture that's injured? What can they do to bring them here? And what can somebody do to stay protected from them?
All right, so what we actually have done first is we have recently printed educational pamphlets. These are very much directed at landowners, farmers, to do with vulture restaurants, as well as a little small guide on how to catch a vulture, should you need to. It's quite easy, but it is intimidating. They are big birds. They can bite, they can hurt you. But if they're injured, we are trying to help at the end of the day. So we do give you small instructions or play-by-play. And very often what happens, we would receive a call, then we would explain to that person over the phone how to safely and catch a vulture without injuring yourself or the bird. And then as soon as they've secured the individual, we would go out, collect it, and then bring it back here to treat.
Okay. Man, oh man, what an awesome day, Buffet. Vultures. Very important, Buffet. Some vultures are endangered. So we need to take care of them so that our future generation can get to see them and witness the cultures of vultures, Buffet. Otherwise, mission yet Pelisa Lana Buffet, your boy C-A-double-D-Y, pronounced Kelly, Sanat.
Oh, Mzansi sesifikile phela lesikhathi ngisithanda kakhulu. It's time for the TOMz quiz. Isikhathi ukuthi ke sishukushe ulwazi lakho futhi sihluze umqondo wakho with our TOMz quiz. Now lapha kangadlala nathi on social media. Kumle mina ngikhona nepeni lami elibovu ngizokutshela if u right noma u wrong. Let's play the TOMz quiz challenge.
Dumelang kaofela you TOMzers. Let's more lekgethehile haholo ho rona ebile le rata haholo, and that is why in today's episode re lenda chekela Thabo Ntsako Secondary School. Let's more le re kemiseditswe to have some fun with you guys. Hatse re ithuta ka lefatshe le makatsang la science and technology. Lights, camera, and action. Are you ready to experience the ultimate edutainment? It's cool to be smart, guys, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And with TOMz by your side, learning becomes fun. Ntho yona re bitsa hore ke edutainment. That will empower the learners and keep them motivated. Let's read and we did exactly that at the dance-off challenge. The presenters started against each other, and then we gave the learners a chance to see who could outdance them.
Alright, Mzansi, both teams have chosen their 3 participants. Ngalas Pete Team A, Ngalas Pete Team B.
We tested their knowledge with the TOMz because we saw Team A winning the first round.
Congratulations, B is the correct answer.
We to the second round, winning a great tail learner. Kaya Sibeko knocking everyone out. The speed round master. The pyramid puzzle.
Alright, congratulations to Swami. You have made it through to the TOMz speed round master. So in Dabi Sebenza Kanje, if we don't tell you the exact same pattern when you're down there, you're only allowed to use just one hand. Enkulu angifuni on top of a small one, right? So you've got 2 minutes to do exactly that. Why shine Doyako in the fastest time possible, then you actually stand a chance to guest present on SABC 1. How do you feel right about now? Alright, cool, no pressure, Swami. 2 minutes wako starts right now. Alright, Sambege, Swami, you guys can cheer on and help him, eh? Nazong.
Hello, all you have to do is email tomz@sabc.co.za.
Some progress, Nazong, eh? Yes. Yes. Yeah. Alright, high five to you. Sure.
There's a lot of species of vultures that are critically endangered, and the about Faga to actually save these birds. What does the future hold when it comes to our vultures? Check this out.
The absence of vultures can into the growing population of rats, wild dogs, and other scavengers. An increase of potential spread of disease, the rabies, anthrax, and the plague. Various organizations have the projects to conserve the vultures. These scientists, governments, donors, vultures. Ongoing future activities with the awareness raising, captive breeding programs, monitoring vulture colonies, and expanding vulture safety zones. Future 3D printed eggs with various sensors measure data on vulture nesting and laying of eggs can develop.
Ngesho nangebhathi mzansi sesifike emaphethelweni ohlelweni namhlanje. Kodwa mina ngasho nje ngiliphinde ukuthi this was an eye-opening episode ngoba sifuneka kabanzi ngama-vultures nokubaleka kwawo in our ecosystems. Kodwa bafethu nikhumbule, the conversation still carries on social media. Lapana on Facebook, see you TOMz, on Twitter @TOMz_SABC_1.
Yes, most definitely. So if we're in Nomgani and ufuna ukuthi afunde kabanzi ngama-vultures, it's pretty simple to keep tabs on the show. All they have to do is go into www.sabceducation.co.za/TOMz. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining us in today's episode. Don't forget to also follow us on our social media pages. I'm Fresh by Caddy. @IMCA_G. With that being said, that's how we wrap things up. Thank you so much once again. Goodbye and have a lovely afternoon.
On the next episode of TOMz. Check out the creative recycler Forsberg, Johannesburg. Change an old train container and turn it into a restaurant. Get a tour to the fundamentals of recycling creatively. Commercialism, architecture, recycling, TOMz SABC 1. Mzansi for show.